The Professor and the Madman, A Tale of Murder, Insanity, and the Making of the Oxford English Dictionary, Simon Winchester. In Victorian England, a monumental task was underway to capture the entire English language between two covers. The Oxford English Dictionary, the most ambitious lexicon in history, would take 70 years to complete and define over 400,000 words. At its helm was Professor James Murray, a brilliant self-taught linguist with a beard like a prophet and a mind made for order. Yet, one of his most gifted contributors was not a scholar at all, but an inmate in a lunatic asylum. That man was Dr. William Chester Minor, an American Army surgeon, a Yale graduate, and a murderer. Haunted by delusions born of war and guilt, Minor's mind unraveled after the Civil War. In 1872, while living in London, he shot an innocent man on a foggy street, convinced he was defending himself from imagined pursuers. Declared insane, he was sent to Broadmoor, a high-security asylum for the criminally insane. There, behind locked doors and iron gates, he found an unlikely salvation in words. When Murray called upon volunteers to send in word quotations for the dictionary, Minor responded from his cell. With access to a personal library and endless solitude, he became one of the most prolific contributors, sending thousands of meticulously researched examples. His work was so valuable that Murray assumed he was a reclusive gentleman scholar living in comfort. Years passed before the professor finally decided to visit his mysterious correspondent and discovered the shocking truth. The man whose notes filled the pages of the OED was confined to an asylum for murder. Their meeting began one of the strangest and most touching friendships in literary history. Murray, the dignified lexicographer, and Minor, the tormented genius, found in each other a reflection of obsession and intellect, two men united by a love of language and the pursuit of meaning. Words became their bridge across madness and respectability, reason and chaos. But Minor's demons never truly left him. As the years passed, his mental torment deepened, culminating in acts of self-punishment born from guilt and delusion. Yet his contributions remained essential, woven invisibly through the dictionary's pages, a madman's gift to civilization's greatest linguistic monument. Simon Winchester's The Professor and the Madman is not just the story of a book, but of the fragile boundaries between genius and insanity, creation and destruction. It reminds us that the English language itself, rich, chaotic, and human, was shaped not only by scholars in ivory towers, but also by a man lost in the labyrinth of his own mind.